Hi there, this is Piyush here. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting tool called Alteryx. So Alteryx is a really good tool to set up an automation for the self-service analytics, for machine learning, as well as you want to set up data pipelines for your data warehouse, and then set up an extract transform load. Uh, Now, one good thing about Alteryx is it's super user friendly. It is let's say if you are in you are not too technical. I mean, you are not into a too technical role. However, you have a mindset of data analyst and you know how things work in the data world. This tool is going to be very super helpful for you. It will uh, make a lot of thing easy for you, and you will definitely be convinced once you see this video. Okay. Now let's understand what we are going to do today. Let's understand the use case first. Okay. So what we are seeing today is how to update and insert data using Alteryx. And in the data world, this concept is called Upsert. So basically, you want to update the data, update the new record that comes in the inflow, and insert. Update the existing data. If there is any changes in the data, you need to update that and insert new data. Okay, if the new inflow of the data. Now let's first understand the use case. Now this is my a small visualization that is created in Tableau, and we just have a segment wise cells, and this is coming from a SQL database. This is connected from with a SQL database with an order table. So this is my data set. Okay. Now let's say the process is on daily basis. The inflow comes into this table. Okay. And how it comes is through Excel. Okay, there is a Excel file. Okay, I have named this as samples superstore input. Okay, now what we are trying to do is we are setting up a ETL process. Extract the data from a particular location, transform the data. Although we are not going to see much of the transformation, we are not going to look into transformation for this session. However, there are a lot of features available, transformation features available in Alteryx, which is very useful. So we are primarily going to focus on how to set up an upsert, which means update existing records and insert new records into the database, and then finally load that into our Tableau dashboard. Okay. Now let's get started. Let me open the file. Now let's understand there are new records added. you know this is the existing data which has around 10,000 rows. Let's see, I'm adding few more into it. Okay, just added few more rows. I'll just copy the data. Just setting up dummy data for this, and let's add a new segment called international. Let's just copy this to okay. And then we also want to make so this is we have added some new rows. Okay, into the data, and now we also want to make changes in the existing rows. Let's say you know for this row I am changing my say conversion percentage to 100. Okay, or let's say I'm making my sales to Okay, let's set up some changes. Let's highlight this row. All right. Now let's see how to get uh, this loaded. Now, so what we have done here is we have added some new data into our inflow table, inflow file, and then we have also made some changes in the existing records. Okay, now let's see how we can set up this using Alteryx. Okay, I'll save this file and close it. Okay, now this is my Alteryx designer. So there are various options available. Very first thing, I need to set up my input data for my inflow of the data, which is basically coming from an Excel file. So I'll just select an Excel file here. You can just drag and drop your file. I'll just select it and then I'll point it to the file that we just modified. It is asking to select the sheet. Okay, I'll keep it orders. Okay, so now our first step is ready. Our inflow file, which is coming from uh, sales forecast Excel file. We have set up that in Alteryx. Now let's see how to you know set up an output data. Okay, so our output data, it is in SQL Server. So this is my SQL Server, and this is the table, order table. So we want whatever changes that we do in the data, all the new records or the changes in the existing records should get into order table. Now let's see how to do that. So very first thing I'm going to do is set up my Odbc connection. I'll set up an OLEDB connection. We need to select this SQL Server native client 11. I need to specify my server name. We can get it from our SQL Management Studio. This is my server name. I'll just copy it and paste it in my Alteryx. Now, once you put this here, you will be able to see your database under this drop down. Okay, you need to select a Windows authentication. And now if you see, you'll be able to see the database and you can do a test connection. It is saying test connection succeeded. Okay. Now let's just click OK. And you need to select the table name. So our table name is orders. Now we have created our first workflow. So we are taking data from an Excel file, putting it into an SQL server. Few more things we need to do here. Yeah. So now in our use case, we want to select update and insert if new, which is upsert, update existing record and insert new records. And it's already done. Okay, that's it. We are ready to go now. So we have set up our input and the input data and output data. Now let's run the workflow. Let's see what it does. We have specified here that it should be an upsert, which is update and insert new. So, and then one prerequisite here is, the table that you are going to have in your SQL server should have primary key. It doesn't work if the primary key is not available in your database. It needs to have a primary key in your table. Okay, I have done that already. Now let's try running our workflow. Okay, now let's check in our, or do one thing. Let's see. Let's try refreshing our Tableau dashboard. Ah, okay, you can see that there's a new data came in called international. So that means the setup that we did worked perfectly fine. Within few minutes we were able to set up an extract transform load, which is an ETL load process. So 5 6 years down the line, this was a very complex process, using various ETL platforms like SSIS. So yeah, Alteryx has made it really easy. Now this is about update. We saw that the data has been updated. Now let's check what happened to our uh, yeah, sorry, this is insert, and now let's see what happened to our insert. I mean, the modification that we did in our uh, inflow data. Okay, let's find out. Let's open our Excel file. I believe it was a 10060. I remember highlighting it in yellow color. Let's see if it is. Yeah, here we go. Now let's find out. Okay, let's find out this, and we have changed sales from 8,000, 80,000 to 1 lakh here. Sorry, 10,000, 8,000 to 10,000. Okay, so this is our row number. This is the unique ID that we have in our. Let's run a small query in our where row ID is equal to 0. Okay, now you can see the value has changed. So it's working perfectly fine. It is working as expected. It's a really great tool, for the business users, someone who are not very technical, but have a good understanding about, good mindset about data analytics. How to set up the data pipelines and everything. So yes, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching my video.